Is there such thing as an Irish kilt?
Is there such thing as an Irish kilt? Sure, it's a Scottish kilt, but Irish. There's not a whole lot of differentiation between an Irish kilt and a Scottish kilt. Essentially, there's the lania, which is the Irish, long shirt made of saffron or colored saffron fabric.
Yep.
But it's not a kilt per se. In the early 1900s, there's some minimal, but some examples of Irish school. The St. Edna's School, is it? Wearing
Enda's. St. Enda's School.
Wearing solid color uniforms, kilts, but solid color ones. So was it blue?
It was blue. Yeah, they went with blue as the traditional. Blue. Yeah, St. Patrick blue. Yes.
Yeah,
but dark navy blue.
Solid saffron, which is kind of like a mustardy kind of color, orangish mustardy kind of color. Solid color blue, solid color green. Those are all fine for Irish kilts. And then in the mid 1990s, boom, with Braveheart and everything else, there was a whole explosion of Irish tartans. So there's the 4 provincial tartans. There's some of the mills, or one of the mills, did a few Irish name tartans, not too many, but the ones that kind of stuck and took off were the Irish county tartans from House of Edgar. So that's kind of become the default, de facto tartans of that speak to Irish heritage.
Yeah, newer tradition, but very much a legit tradition. As Rocky was alluding, the Nationalists tried to get a national dress started around the late 19th, early 20th century. And it didn't. There were a couple of people who tried to bring back the linea, and it just looked too goofy, was the general consensus. So they said, well, okay, kilts are working over in Scotland. Why don't we adopt that? And that's where the stuff happened. And you had a few people who were movers and shakers, like in the Gaelic Athletic League and other organizations, who started to advocate that. And that was taken seriously also even by the British government. Hence, you have Irish units by the time of World War I having saffron kilts, and their pipers having saffron or Kelly green kilts. But it was kind of meh. It was mostly ceremonial because it wasn't that exciting. And it wasn't really until the county tartans that Rocky alluded to came along that really started to get adopted as something for anyone to wear anytime. So the good news is you've got a bajillion options at this point. And if you're talking about a younger person, our advice about making sure it's a kilt that they can grow into is going to come into play. You may want to consider a polyviscose fabric instead of wool. You won't have quite as many options for Irish tartans that way, but they'll get use out of it for hopefully a long period of time. And that's kind of more important on a practical level. There are plenty of Irish-themed accessories that you can pair with whatever you choose for the look of the kilt that will really just scream Ireland and look awesome. So there's never been a better time to do it.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, if you want to support our channel, we actually have a full-on Highland wear store. So if you need a kilt, a jacket, or a sporran, go check out usakilts.com.